Welcome to the Stretch to Go podcast. My name is Ian Ray, your host, and I have today Lou Alba, based out of Bethpage, New York. He's actually the founder of Bendy Fit Bar, also known as the Bendy Bar here. And today we want to dive in to hear the story of how Bendy Fit and, of course, the Bendy Bar came about. And, of course, Lou's passion and his mission and to help getting everyone's hand on this so that they can help with their mobility, flexibility, and strength. So, Lou, welcome to the Stretch to Go podcast.
Hey, Ian, thank you for having me over. All right, on your cat podcast today. Anyway, love to tell you about the Bendy Bar. I mean, it's and how I got into it. And I got to tell you, it started about 8-9 years ago. My brother Bob invented it, and I developed it and got it to market and so forth and manufactured. So, but anyway, I was at his home one time about 8-9 years ago, and I see this funny looking bar with fancy pinky pulls on it and different color shrink wrap on the rods. And I said to him, I said, Bob, what's that? And he goes to me, that's my Bendy Bar. He made it for our mother to help her stretch and get a little bit of a workout. So, at the time, I would always go to the gym, and they'd use those stiff black bars, the metal bars, and would kill my shoulders. So I, didn't like it. I wanted to stretch, but using those things, it would kill my neck and everything else. So he shows me how to use this thing. I put it across my shoulders and I put my arms on and my hands. And I'm like, this thing's really comfortable. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is great. And then I started doing some of the resistance work on it. And I was like, first thing that popped in my head, because at that time, the social media was not really, and 2016 was not really cranking at the way it is today. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying, it was more infomercials. So I'm saying that this thing would kill it on infomercials. So, my brother's like a little wacky, crazy scientist sometimes. He's always coming up with different ideas, and he's really good at some stuff. So, and he's always wanted me to kick in. So I said, Bob, of all things you wanted me to kick in, this thing I would kick in for. So at that point, we got things going, and not realizing it would take almost 3.5 years to get the patents done. The bar is actually patented in 18 different countries with a design and utility patent, all right, throughout the world. And, then it took another, I'd say, 3 years to find the right manufacturer to manufacture it. And actually, the people who make the Crocs, the shoes that you wear, manufacture our bar. And they did a great job. They're called Pop Foam, and they really came up, and then in such a short period of time, because our first manufacturer just couldn't hit it right. And they got the bar where it bends, returns right, and the balls are soft, the balls are very comfortable, and it just functions properly. So we have another version coming out shortly in about another 2 months, which just tweaked it a little bit, made the bar work a little bit better, make the adjustment a little bit easier, and the balls just a little bit softer, because we've had a lot of women just say when the balls are against their chest right here, it hurts a little bit. So we want everybody to have the comfortability. But to me, the bar was incredibly comfortable, and it worked. I mean, I use mine all the time. I use it 2-3 times a week. I stand there in front of the TV. I mean, just grab it out of the corner. And when I'm getting ready in the morning, I do a good stretch and do some resistance, and I feel good all the time. I don't get the body aches. And listen, I'm 68 years old. Not that I'm proud of it, but anyway, I'm 68 years old, and I get a good workout, and it helps me keep, my good shape and getting physically fit. I've taken off weight, and the Bendy Bars, help me right along with that. And it's just an amazing product that, it speaks for itself, and it's really starting to take hold. When we go to the shows, we've done the Fit Expo in LA last January. We also did the Health and Fitness Show in Vegas in March. And just a response from different people. We did a couple of golf tournaments, and the people just, once they try it, once people look at it first and they're like, what the hell is this? And they just say to you, what does this thing do? Once you demonstrate it and let them try it, then they're amazed on how well the bar actually works and what it can do. It's really an amazing product. So, it took a long time, a lot of money, but it's there. We finally got it to market, and we're very proud of the product. And I think it's just going to take off. I mean, it's getting there. We do Shopify right now, and we're on Amazon. You can find it on Amazon and Shopify, and it's picking up speed. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, that's awesome. So basically, the inception was how many years ago again? When this idea came up?
2016, almost 9 years ago.
Okay, so obviously, yeah. And when you guys were doing like your market research as far as like other brands or other type of sticks, what
Honest.
have you seen, and then what can you, I guess, not compare, but even like showcase obviously to people how this makes it so different than these other sticks.
Well, all the other products out there, like I said, the first thing that I used to use were those black bar weighted bars. And those
Mm-hmm.
bars would really, I mean, they hurt your neck. When you put it against your neck or you cross your shoulders, it's not comfortable. So when you
Yep.
want to get a stretch, and look, I would drive a lot. I'm a builder by trade, and I've been doing my entire life. But this thing, I enjoy working out. I always have. Try to get to the gym often, and once I tried this, I didn't see anything else on. There was nothing like it on the market. There was nothing that was flexible. I mean, you had that the Bullmaster, the that one with the spring that you'd bend, and the thing would almost knock your teeth out if you didn't hold it right, you know. And then with this thing, it bent and it returned right back, and it was comfortable. The balls in the middle made it soft to my shoulders. It worked with it. The bar actually works with your body. So when you're utilizing the bar and you do your different stretches, it doesn't give you doesn't hurt your body. It lets you
Mm-hmm.
roll into it. So when you're doing a full range of motion a forward butterfly, or whether reverse butterfly, or bending over and doing back, stretching your back out, the bar works with you. It gives you the amount of resistance that you need while you're doing these exercises. It's very comfortable. So to me, it's just, I haven't seen anything on the market that even comes close to what the Bendy Bar can do. The
Yes.
stick mobility, there's a bunch of others out there, and they don't give you the resistance. The Bendy Bar will give you oscillation exercises, will give you resistance and strength training. It will give you stretching and mobility. I mean, it does a lot, all in one product. And the thing weighs 3 pounds. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's the amazing thing about it.
Yeah, I guess what really caught my interest in the initial phases when I was researching for a type of mobility stick was obviously, a patent or even a type of thing like you're saying, something I can hold on to. Yes, stick mobility has its rubber grip and whatnot, but I think one thing that, like I said, it also caught my attention is that when it says that you could do some resistance training, like, yeah, there is a lot of resistance that you don't have in other sticks. Like, so they're mostly made of, PVC pipes. Even PVC pipes, they don't have. I mean, there's no, if you were
There's no
to
bend.
turn it,
There's no
yeah,
bend.
no,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. And so, like, definitely you can do a lot of curls. You can do rows, chest flies, like you're saying, and of course, continue to do those rotational work for your thoracic spine for golfers and baseball players. I think, yeah, definitely. That's what really caught my eyes about this is that, like you're saying, it's an all-in-one tool. I don't want to have several tools because I don't have a limited space here in my studio. So I wanted
Yes.
something that was able to, be multifunctional for my athletes and active people, so that they can just grab this, get the stability work that they need done after my stretches with them. So yeah.
Once the bar, you can actually take the bar when you do a forward butterfly. You can bend that bar to a circle where the ball ends will touch. The bar will not break. It will return back just with your bar. As you bring it back, it goes right back to its original form. It really gives you really good resistance. So when you're first bending the bar, you're starting out at maybe 5 or 10 pounds. The further you go, the more resistance it gives you. So when you use a 20-pound weight, and you're doing curls with that 20-pound weight, you're doing 20 pounds of just reps. With the Bendy
Correct.
Bar, you start out, and the more you give it, the more it will give you back. So you can get all the way on a medium resistance bar. You can get almost 50 pounds of resistance when you touch those balls together. All right, if you just go about, maybe it's 18 inches apart, you're probably at about roughly 40, 45 pounds of resistance. But this helps you build up further and further and further. Then you can always step up to the max. The max will give you from 40 to 60 pounds of resistance. I have a lot of athletes can't bend the max. The max is, I've had several customers who've actually asked to exchange a max for a medium. Okay. And then this way, because the max was just too difficult, they couldn't. You want to get the full range of motion out. If you're not doing that, you're not getting the full use and the potential of the bar. All right. We
Yeah.
even have a lot of ladies. We have a lot of women, and we send them emails when they order a medium, and we've told them, listen, please consider going with the light. because we've had like 6 people ask to exchange it. And we've exchanged it with no problem. We want them to be happy with the product, but because with the light, a lot of women don't have that upper body strength like most men do, or even Karen, who's well worked. She's in great shape and she's got
Hmm.
great muscles. Karen uses the light, because the medium is just too difficult for her. And you don't. I want people to use something that's going to work for them. And so this way, when you use the bar, you get the full range of motion. You can still do all the stretching and resistance. You can do floor exercises. We're coming out with accessories where you'll be able to do curls with the bar. You'll be able to do overhead presses with the bar, vertical push-ups and rows with just one accessory. And it's a little mitt that we're going to grab the balls. It's a plate and it has adjustable straps. It's going to be really nice. We actually have a bar that's coming out soon. We have a travel bar, so we'll break down into 3 pieces. It'll go inside a bag, and you can take it anywhere you want with you. So this way, if you go on vacation and you still want to work out here and there, you take your bar out of the bag, and
Hmm.
it snaps together, and it'll still give you the resistance, and it'll still do all the same thing as the regular bar does. A little more expensive, but it's made for traveling. I have a lot of golfers who've asked me, and listen, we get a lot of golfers. We get personal trainers. We get physical trainers and so forth. That physical therapists ask all the time that are purchasing. They're probably our biggest customers. I would say 30% of our bars are going to physical therapists. We're selling bars in Alaska, Hawaii. We just got someone who asked about shipping it to UK, all over the country. I mean, we're getting sales, and it's really starting to pick up. And as we get our marketing going even further, and we really step it up, it's just going to take off. It's going to be like the what do they call that bar? The thing they put between the legs. Suzanne Summers, the one that Suzanne Summers did. She sold, I think, like a couple hundred million of that device. It's amazing, how much you can sell of it. So we're looking to sell it worldwide. And when we did one of the shows, we had people from Japan, we had people from Brazil, the Caribbean, Pakistan, all over the country and India looking to take our product and distribute our product in their countries. So
Yeah.
it's a really good device. I mean, people like it. So
Kind of going back to your origin story. So obviously, can you kind of explain to us briefly what did you come up with the name BendyFit? What was the story behind it?
I think, when the bar, I think there was this perfect name for it, Bendy Bar. The bar was a bar that bent, and we couldn't think of a better name for it. I think that worked perfectly. So that's how we came with the name of the company, Bendy Fit, because it's bends and it keeps you fit. So it worked good. It goes well, and we actually have our shirts say "Bend This," and we also have belts, say "Bend This." That's some of our logos that we have for the product. And we've given a lot of people T-shirts. We'll send it out to certain people that are pushing our product and making good comments. We'll send them a T-shirt, like a complimentary T-shirt or a hat, which is, just marketing things.
Yeah.
It's working. It's going well. It's a different experience from the trade that I came from. Definitely.
Yeah. What was the hardest thing as far as getting this launched out and out into people's hands that you and your brother kind of felt like this was a hurdle to overcome?
Getting it, well, I would say first was the patent. The patent took a lot of time, took a lot of money.
Hmm.
A lot of engineering, a lot of just trying out different things, and then getting into the manufacturers to find a manufacturer that could make it right, that made it work. It's got a PVC extrusion that's formulated, and if you don't get that formula right, it won't return. So when you bend it, it will stay there, and you'll have to straighten it out yourself. So it took quite a, you know. Prototypes doing that, and it's got reinforced fiberglass rods that will prevent it from breaking on the inside. That's what gives you the resistance, and the EVA foam balls, which make it very comfortable. So getting those right, because in the beginning we had balls that were hard as a rock with some of the manufacturers. They were like, really? I mean, it's like, come on, guys, I need it to be soft. Because
Uh-huh.
if you feel a Pensy Pinky, you're familiar with Pensy Pinkies, the little balls play handball with. Those are nice and soft, and that's what was on the original bar, and those what really made me attracted to it, how comfortable it was. So when I'm pressing against my body, if I do lunge curls and I put it underneath my legs and I bring the bar up and do a curl, it's comfortable with the balls. It's not like having this hard rod against your joints or your ligaments when you're doing something, certain exercises. So the bar is really, it's very comfortable device, and I'm very proud of it. And just the way it works, it really came out great. I mean, the manufacturers, I can't give them enough credit as to what they did and what they made happen. You know,
Yeah. So obviously, you with the amount of manufacturers that you had to try with the different type of prototypes, did you have who did you I guess get in the hands of so that they can try it out and give you some feedback? Were they mostly personal trainers or just people in your family?
I have no personal trainers, some family members, mostly personal trainers. I
Mm.
used to work out at LA Fitness, Lifetime Fitness a lot, and I know a lot of trainers there, and I would have them work with it and so forth. And I have personal trainers that I work with all the time, and they would say, you know, Lou, they love it. They like the product, and the more we use it, and we have developed that. My trainer that I work with out every week, we come up with different exercises all the time and things that we think of. I mean, you take the bar just like this. I have mine here, and if
Uh,
you just put it between your legs, and if you're sitting in a chair, you just tilt back slightly and you just pull down, and you do. It's like chest pull downs. My chair, I
yeah.
feel fortunate, tilts back. So if like at home, I'm on the couch and I can just pull it down like this, pull down. It's a great workout because you get your forearms, your
Uh-huh.
biceps, and your triceps, and you're doing your core too. Because as long as you don't lean all the way back on the couch, lie down on the couch, you just tilt back. So you're keeping your strain on your ribs and so forth, and getting your core. So
Hmm.
it's a good exercise. It's a good, nice workout. I mean, just things like that we come up with all the time. We do just regular. You do regular pull downs like this. You can kneel down and pull down. It's just an assortment of exercise. And we're developing videos which will be instructional videos, which will be probably 15, 20 minutes long. And we're going to have a whole library of them, and people can subscribe to them. Hopefully, we'll have it done by late summer, and that will be on our website that people can purchase and so forth and log on for, and they can work at any time. You'll have ones that will focus on golf, physical trainers, and personal trainers, and different exercises, various, and ones that will help for dance. We have quite a few people that have used the bar for dance and yoga. Yoga's,
Oh.
we just got a new one that's coming out we have a couple of influencers that do a lot of yoga and are utilizing the bar, and they like it a lot. They think it's a great device to use. We use it with yoga because in yoga they usually use a stick, and what's her name? Danielle Galati. Danielle did a video for us, and she likes the fact that it bends, and with the bend and the resistance that you get when you do certain exercise with yoga, she thinks it's fantastic. I mean, we have a golf. Varick Haynes. Varick takes the bar and he takes it over his head like this, and when you do around the world, if you just keep it arched like that just a little bit, and then you do just the stretching motions, you
Hmm.
hold do that for 30 seconds, you're gonna know, you can feel you just did a good workout. It's just things like that, just simple exercises, but with the resistance of the bar and just bending it adds so much more to the exercise.
Mm.
You can take a stick, whether it be stick mobility or a piece of PVC or anything else like that, and you can just do stretching exercise with the bar. Once you give that arch and you have that resistance while you're doing it, it puts a completely different aspect to it, which
Yeah.
really helps your workout. Gives you so much more.
Hmm. Yeah.
And that's why we think the Bendy Bar is going to really take off. We think as we get in people's hands and we get into the gyms and we get into the different venues and so forth, it works for everybody. I mean, I have clients, customers who have told me that their kids use their bar more than they do. You know, the
Yeah.
kids like it.
Yeah. I think that the aspect of the mobility and what you can get out of this for your flexibility, but also the stability part, strengthening those muscles and ligaments. Definitely, this is like an all-encompassing, like I said, tool.
Yeah.
So for those, I guess, who are, like let's say who are maybe in the aging population, because I know obviously the beginning was more geared towards your mother, for her to, continue to stay in shape. How do you see this for especially those who are in the older population? Like this can definitely benefit, right? If they don't have access to the gym and whatnot. Correct.
Well, this is it. We're a lot of my customers. I'm constantly doing emails, and I get people send us to our info, and I have conversations with them, and they ask me, "Well, will it work for me?" I'm 76 years old. We had a lady the other day who wanted to purchase it, and I contacted her because she asked me if I can give her some advice, and she said she was 5'3", her husband's 6'3", and she's 68, her husband's 76, and she wanted to know which bar to go with. And I said, well, and the husband being as tall as he is, the light one only goes to about 59 inches long. But, I said, well, you can start with the light one, get the light, that will work perfect for you, and your husband can use it. But if later on, if you want to go to if he decides to go to the medium, he can utilize the medium. But the light is good because it doesn't give you as much resistance as the medium does. It gives you enough that you can get a good workout, which is what you want. You don't want to hurt yourself. You want something that's going to work with you, and this will do that. You can also do oscillation exercise with the bar. And
Yeah.
we've developed some weights that will mount to the ball sleeves on each end, 16 ounce and 12 ounce. And once they go on there, this gets amplified to such a degree, it's actually great. It really helps your small ligaments and so forth in your arms and everything else when doing it overhead, doing it vertically, or horizontally. That's another aspect of the bar that other bars won't do.
That's awesome.
They had the body blade out there, though, but that's all it can do is just oscillation.
Yeah. I think it's a shake weight. I remember the shake weight when that first came out.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, listen, I looked at that when we were first developing this, and it was, because you want to see different products out there, and but ours just there's just so many different things that it fills the void, and it's all in one device, and it's so accessible, and listen. Some people say it's too expensive. I say, when you consider how many different things that you can do with it,
Mm-hmm.
and cost of manufacturing is not cheap. It's a good buck for your money.
Yeah.
People are really getting, their money's worth out of the bar. And once they see that, once they've purchased it and they utilize it, they really appreciate it. And that's what I like. That's what I like to hear. It gives you the incentive to just keep on pushing because it's going to be successful, and just a matter of time.
Switching gears, I know we kind of talked about the past, present, but now look for the future. I know you kind of mentioned, you gave us a little teaser about like what's BendyFit's, going to come out with some of their new products and whatnot. But kind of give us an overview in the next 5-10 years. I know you're expanding worldwide, but what do you hope to see out of BendyFit Bar in the next 5-10 years?
And I'm hoping to get the Bendy Bar in households all over the world and into as many people as we can get into. It's not just the financial end. It's the knowing that people have something that really helps them, especially whether it be younger kids or middle-aged people that don't have the time or the money to go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you don't have the time to go to the gym, listen, when you go to the gym, it usually takes anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes to get to you in most gyms. All right. And then you're spending an hour and a half of your time. So you're taking up 2 to 3 hours of your day to go work out. And I'm not saying not to go to the gym. I'm saying that the gym is great, but when you don't have the time or the availability to get to the gym, you can take your Bendy Bar at any time in the morning. When I'm watching TV, sometimes I utilize my bar. It's there for you all the time, and to just get a comfortable workout. You don't have to work up a big sweat, but you can get a good resistance workout in 15, 20 minutes, and it's just in one device. That's what's great about it. And as people get it and the more and more people purchase it, the more and more people are going to understand that it's a great device. And I want it to work for everyone, whether you're, 18 years old or 15 years old or 75 or 80 years old. It can work for you, and whether it be the light, the medium, it helps keep you in shape, and that's all we need. Today, everyone sits behind the computer all the time, or we're sitting. The kids are playing video games. With this, you can get a good workout. You can actually sit there and watch TV, like I said, or work on your computer and just get a good workout. With the bar and just doing some stretches. Right there. It's for you. It's available all the time. So that's what I think. That's why I think it's going to really take off, and it's just a matter of time. And this thing, you'll be seeing it all the time. And we hope to get into TV commercials within the next 6 months to a year. And once we get there, we're off and running. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking at for Bendy Bar. I'm looking to get it worldwide and really have it take off and have it reimburse me for the money I spent on it.
For sure. I
Yeah,
know previously in the past, asked you about like, where do you think this would go inside of gyms, fitness centers? And I know you were in the process of it. Kind of give us an
yeah.
update of like what's happening. Are you going to see more of these in, several gyms,
We're
fitness centers?
working. We're getting into some gyms we've gotten into already. The main franchise gyms we need to get into the main suppliers, and that's what we're working on now. We're working with about 4 or 5, trying to get into 4 or 5 of the major suppliers out there, and it takes time because you need the bar to become more popular. Listen, until
Mm,
people start seeing that other people want it, we have access to. We're looking to as we develop the classes because what they want along with that they want classes that people can provide and certifications for the trainers which we're working on also so we can set up the trainers who people for instructions and how to utilize the bar, and they want a whole package, so that's what we're developing now, and that should be hopefully ready in a few more months. And once we get that there, they will start you'll start seeing it. I would say within another 6 months to a year you'll see it in quite a few of the gyms.
okay.
And then once it picks up speed and everybody, once it's like, what are they telling me? The Zumba classes. Zumba, started out small. Then once it took off, all the gyms started having Zumba classes. So we
Mhm.
want to have people start having Bendy Fit classes. That's what we want to have.
That's wonderful. Well, awesome. Definitely. So for those of the audience who are listening, tuning in, how can they either follow along, purchase the BendyFit bar, or even like get in contact with you? So what's the best way that people can reach out?
Just go to our website, go to BendyFit.com, and you just go on to shop and you can purchase it right there. You'll have it within, we have, right now we're running 30% off discount till the end of the month, and just the shipping costs on top of it. So you will get it out to you. You'll have it within a week or two. We ship it right away.
Awesome.
So someone go check out benefits right there.
Okay. Social media. What's the best way for people to follow along?
On social media, we're on Instagram and Facebook. All right, and now we're on Amazon, and we're on TikTok a little bit. We're trying to push that. We're getting to a lot of them to start pushing more on TikTok, but right now Instagram, Facebook, and eventually we're going to try to set up a YouTube channel. So it's developing. Takes time.
Sure. Yes, a lot on your plate, but definitely those will help. As long as they continue to
It's a
have the
learning
info.
experience. It's a learning
Mm-hmm.
experience. The kids today grew up with computers. When I grew up, when I was your age, computers weren't there yet. I hate to say that, but that's true.
Awesome. Well, hey, Lou, I appreciate you being on to the Stretch to Go podcast, talking about the Bendy Bar. Obviously, big proponent of it, and continue to put this in front of my clients so that they can get a hold of it, use it. So I appreciate you on the work, and obviously, the opportunity for me to have this. So thank you so much.
I really appreciate the opportunity to be on your show today. It's great, talking to you. And anytime you want to get on again, we'll be glad to do it. And just keep, selling that Bendy Bar for me.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
thank you very much to you.
Yep. All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right, take care.